Hello and welcome to my first ever YouTube video, which I'm going to be posting to my SULLY Gaming YouTube channel. This video is going to be on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and a review, in my humble opinion, of the multiplayer and its best and worst features. I should probably start by saying that I've played every Call of Duty fairly extensively since Call of Duty 4 onwards. They've always been on a console. The only exception to this would be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which was the first one I played with the new movement system and the double jumps and all the other wall running stuff. I really didn't like it, so I took a year off and played Battlefield 4 for a year. But other than that, I should have enough Call of Duty experience here to give you a honest and fairly balanced, unbiased opinion on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare so far. So I should probably start by saying Call of Duty Infinite Warfare multiplayer. Do I like it? The simple answer is yes. I'm really enjoying it actually, and I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to after playing the beta. When I was playing the beta, there was some really big issues, which I'm just so glad that the developers have taken on board before the full release of the game. The main one being time to kill. In the beta it was so quick, ridiculously quick. It almost felt like you were playing hardcore all the time. The time to kill was just insane. So they really have, I would say it's still quick, but it's nowhere near as quick as it was. Yeah, so they have definitely worked on that. The other issue that they seem to have been working on a lot is quick scoping. While I was playing the beta, it was quick scope after quick scope after quick scope. It became a little bit depressing, to be honest. So much so that I actually considered not purchasing the game altogether, but I'm glad I did because I'm having a lot of fun. So if you were one of the people that tried the beta, didn't like it and had issues, then I would definitely recommend trying it again, because the developer really does seem to have taken on board some of the feedback from what they learned in the beta. So the multiplayer Infinite Warfare itself, if you're familiar with Black Ops 3, then you will be pretty familiar with this game fairly quickly. It almost feels like Black Ops 4 in a way. The movement system, the way the game plays, the creator class system with the rigs, which is just another name for specialists effectively. It's very similar to Black Ops 3. So if you enjoyed Black Ops 3, then there's a very strong chance that you are going to enjoy this game too. So as with all recent Call of Duty games, there's quite a large amount of customization which you can put into the creator class system, where each player can customize the weapons, the perks and the attachments they use based on their own individual play styles. So somebody who plays a lot of search and destroy, just as an example, who needs to be a bit more stealthy and play a bit more cautious, then there are perks such as dead silence, which allow you to keep your noise when moving around to a minimum, to keep you off the enemy player's radar. Also, if you're playing objective games such as Hardpoint, then you can pick movement enhancing perks or perks which allow you to unlock your score streaks a little bit quicker. So there is a lot of customization there, so everybody with a bit of tweaking and a bit of practice should be able to quite easily create a class that suits their game style to get the most out of their play. The specialist system that was so popular in Black Ops 3 has returned in this game, but instead of being called specialists, this time they're called rigs. So each rig has its own unique weapon that they can use and their own unique abilities. So if we take the Warfighter rig, which is the default one that's unlocked when you start the game, they have the Claw as their weapon, and that's a ballistics weapon that has a wide range fire spray, if you like. The downside to it being that it's not got a particularly big range, but if you use these weapons in the right scenarios, you can have some really good fun and get some excellent kills with them. The Striker combat rig, for example, has a gravity vortex gun, so when you're playing on objective based games and there's a firefight going down at B and there's a group of enemies there, you can effectively shoot a black hole vortex onto the objective and watch it suck all the enemies in. The rigs in this game are really good fun to use, and they do again add to the level of customization each person can play the game with. However, you don't tend to see many people making full use of the wide range of rigs. So you'll notice when you play, you'll just see a bunch of Warfighter, Synaptic and Merc rigs generally, with the occasional FTL thrown in there. Very few Striker or Phantom rigs are ever used. Now this could be that it's because they're high level unlocks, but it also could be, in my opinion, from personal experience, that they're just not as popular. You don't seem to be able to make quite as much use out of their weapons and abilities as you can some of the earlier ones that are unlocked. So for me, the most important part of any online shooter is the maps, and in my opinion, again it is my opinion, feel free to disagree with me, tell me why, is the maps in this game are probably the weakest set of maps that I've seen a Call of Duty title launch with. Now that's not to say they're all bad, there's also some very good ones, but there's particular maps such as Mayday and Skydock which I'm not so keen on. And there's also maps like Throwback, Frost and Retaliation, which I think are absolutely great, particularly for objective games. Now, I haven't necessarily got time in this video to go into all the intricacies of each map and why I think they're good or bad. That's maybe an idea for a future video, but do let me know what you think and what maps are your favourite. I've seen the news release for the first DLC pack coming out towards the end of January, and it looks like there's some really good ideas for maps coming in that game. There's Afghan being remade, which was an extremely popular map on Modern Warfare 2, and with the new movement system you should be able to exploit the high and low level areas and move between them a lot quicker, so that could be a really good map made for current gen consoles. There's also a map called Neon coming, which has quite a gimmicky thing happen when people die in the same way that Frontier does. So on Frontier you get killed and you float effectively because of zero gravity in space. On Neon it's almost like you're playing a game within inside a game, so when you're running along you will see items such as cars pixelate in front of you, and when you kill an enemy, rather than floating like they do in Frontier, they will turn and dissolve into pixels and sort of float away. So that's quite a gimmicky thing, but again it's something new. It shows that they're thinking slightly outside the box and looking at ways to make new and interesting maps for people to play. So in summary, for the maps, yeah, quite a weak launch of maps in my opinion at launch, but there are some good ones there, and it's not beyond saving with some good DLC packs. So another long-term staple of all Call of Duty games online since Modern Warfare 2 onwards, I believe, is the ability to customise your score streaks. So there's nothing really unusual in this game regarding the score streaks. There's the usual candidates of UAV, counter UAV, drone package, which is a care package, Trinity rockets, sentry guns. There's a thing called a Warden, which is a high-level aerial automated score streak in the same way that Pavlos back in the day and all the other sort of armoured choppers you could call in. So yeah, score streaks, there's nothing really unusual or out of the blue. The only thing different on this game, which I personally think is a good thing, is they've made it so that you can't unlock the drone package to use until level, I think it might be 50 something, so you get it towards the end of the prestige. So those of you like me who like to use care packages or drone packages and get lucky by getting the top level score streaks out of them, you have to put some serious grind into the game first to be able to unlock that. Now what I did was, when I did my first prestige, I used my permanent unlock token to unlock drone package, but it just means right from the off it's not there as an option, which I personally really liked and thought that was a good idea. The Warden, which is the automated high-level aerial streak, seems a little bit more powerful than other high-level aerial streaks that have been in other games, but I'm personally okay with that because it is a high-level streak. You've earned it, so you should get the reward from it. In terms of the weapons, you will see when you play the game, pretty much everybody, I'm doing it now, so uses the NV4 assault rifle. It's a really good weapon, extremely accurate. Not the most powerful gun, but the accuracy and the lack of recoil makes up for it. There's also a lot of people using the K-bar assault rifle, which is slightly more powerful than the NV4, a little less accurate, but it's pretty much people would be rocking an NV4 or a K-bar most of the time. The SMG class seems a little bit underpowered in my opinion. I'm not really an SMG player. I have had some success with them in the past, but in this game they do seem a little bit weak, so I'm hoping in a future patch they will be able to just give them a little bit of a boost, and make them just 5 or 10% more powerful will probably be enough just to tip the balance a little bit more in favour of the SMGs. I don't do a great deal of sniping. Shotgunning I only really do on local games with friends, so I can't really properly comment on the others, but assault rifles, the first two are great. SMGs, they're all pretty good, but they all seem a little bit underpowered. So in summary, for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare multiplayer, I really like it, and I like it much more than I thought I would. It's not perfect, it has got issues, some of them which I've mentioned in this video, but it is a far better game than I anticipated that it was going to be. The measure for me is, am I having fun? And the answer is yes. A lot of people gave this game a lot of hate, I feel, myself included sometimes, before it launched, because it was going to be set in space and we're all crying out for a modern day or a World War I, World War II shooter. But I would say try this game, give it a go into it with an open mind, because it is a good game in its own right. I'd actually ordered the Legacy edition of this game, which contained both Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, and I did expect that I would be spending most of my time on Modern Warfare Remastered, because I used to love Call of Duty 4 back in the day, and I was really excited about it, and wasn't so looking forward to this one based on the beta. But due to the changes they've made, and due to the fact that this is so much fun, I've barely touched Remastered. I think I'm only on about level 15 on my first run through, so I've not even prestiged yet. So for those reasons, I'd probably give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Could be a 9 or a 9.5. They sort out some basic things, such as some underpowered classes and some weaker maps. So that's the end of my Call of Duty Infinite Warfare multiplayer review. Hope you found it informative. Please get in touch and give me some feedback on what you agree with and what you disagree with, and how I can make the videos better in future. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.